What we doing here? Yeah? You know where you're at. Hit the subscribe button. Forward up 20k. You know, salute to all the content creators that's doing good things. Numbers are forwarding. I see it. You know, it takes a lot, so perseverance is key. Now, all I'm going to say is, and it's kind of basic stuff that I'm talking on here, like, but sometimes I feel like some people just need to hear it. Do you get what I'm saying? Always be yourself, bro. Always be yourself. The days of trying to impress people is over if you're one of them folks. Forget all that. It's over, buddy. Just be yourself. Because here's the thing. What we see online and what we see in real life is a lot of contradictions. I'm guilty of it. I'm sure you are too. You know, we'll say one thing, we'll do another. We're contradicting ourselves, bro. But you know what that tells me is we're human, bro. Like, we can think the right way and then walk down the wrong road. Do you get what I mean? So just be yourself, bro. You can't watch what people say to you. You know, you can take heed from what people say to you. You know, you're never too old to learn. And yes, younger people can teach you game. Don't be naive to that fact if you're in my generation or even above. You know? Because that's one thing I always used to see growing up. Like, older people would tell man, like, you can't teach man nothing. You can't tell man nothing. No, bro, what are you talking about? That mindset's out the window, bad man. Man can tell you a lot. Do you get it? And it's true. But back to being yourself, I say it because it's like, use me as the example. Cool. I'm in this content space, innit? You know, I'll see a lot of messages. And big up to everybody that sends a message, because whether it's positive or negative, it's engagement. I respect it. You took time out of your busy day to send a message. I understand that, yeah? But use me as the example. I'll get a lot of messages. Don't do this, bro. You're doing this too much, bro. You ain't got this, bro. You've got that, bro. And you have to understand that that's just a different world. You can't let that world in your real world. Otherwise, what are you? A follower? Or are you a leader? You don't have to have no cult to be a leader, you know, bad man. Be a leader of your destiny. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about here and now. Do you get it? Because a lot of people will make comments on you. I'll use myself again. Oh, he's being too negative. Where's the positivity? But then they will go and contradict that method and do something totally negative, bro. Maybe we just don't see it. Do you know what I mean? Someone will forward on their camera and start talking about, we need to be more positive. You know what I'm saying? And then go and lick down the man on the bus. Or go and lick down the man on the bike in the car. Do you know what I mean? Crazy. So my point is, we all have that moment of madness, bro. We all have it, bro. You know, like sometimes you see your Mama Dukes and she just goes mad for a second and you have to understand, bro. Sometimes we forget Mumsy's human, you know. She been out here. She knows the pattern. Do you know what I mean? She had a little moment of madness, but all right. It happens, bro. So don't be deterred off of your course. Always going to get negative comments. Always going to get positive comments. As long as the positive outweigh the negative, that's a good sign. But ultimately, it's what you're doing. It's what your goal is, isn't it? It's what the aim is. I know what my aim is, bro. And I'm not going to start telling you what my aim is. It's pretty transparent, but, you know, I'm here, innit? Do you get it? So I say that to say a lot of us contradict ourselves, bro. It's human nature. We all do it. Find me someone that says they don't do that, bro. They don't contradict themselves. Never will you find a person. Female, male, never. No. It's over, buddy. We all do it. So let's not put too much pressure on our shoulders, bro, when people are, you know, talking about, oh, Look at this person's example. Such a great individual, always positive. Then he goes home and slaps up his gal. But you don't see it. She does though. She's there looking like he gets all this praise and comes home on hands and feet. Yeah? So what then? What we doing here? Is that still the hero? So I'm just giving you ABCs of life, bro. But sometimes I feel like people forget that. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, bro, we all make mistakes, bro. We all do silly things, bro. We all have a moment of madness, bro. And here's my point on it. Like, I never forward onto this platform of mine and think, yeah, I'm dissing man today. Trust me. No, bro. No. I guard my reputation with my life. I'm on camera. I'm on YouTube. Big bad YouTube, you know. I'm aware of this. So the last thing I'm going to try to do is catch a case or implement others in a case, bro. I'm just here to give my opinions on things, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? In our scene, music related, football related, just what I do. It's my platform, bro. I created it, bro. I'll do as I please. Do you get what I'm saying to you? But there's never a thought of like, yeah, I'm just going to forward on and just be disrespectful and bad mind. Ain't you noticed I'm like top defender right now? Think about it, bro. I can be held accountable for probably what? Bouncer, pound sterling. That's all I can think of right now. And again, I took accountability for that. Do you know what I'm saying? Moment of madness. Didn't need to say things, but said things. Thought it was current and relevant to the situation I was talking about, but it really wasn't. Because my brethren will always tell me, bro, I know you're doing content, but not everybody needs to know things that sometimes ain't known to the masses, innit? And I got that. I deeped it and I was like, you know, I get that still. Just because we're doing content don't mean we have to tell you everything about everything. You get what I'm trying to say? I can't tell you I'm about to go and have a threesome. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But you see my point. Yeah? So, again, do you, man. Just do you, man. As long as you got a goal, aim for the goal, bad man. No diving in the box, though. No diving in the box, bad man. Yeah? It's over, buddy. But listen, when it comes to music, Central C's new freestyle Booger is brazy. Crazy. And there seems to be a perception that we don't rock with Central C in the UK, and I don't understand that. Someone talk to me in the comments. How? Since when? Because when Central C dropped his album, I see everybody and their mother posting him up on the gram. Go support, go support, go support. I think what happens, yeah, we get so familiar with championing the person that's there in that space. And then when we feel like maybe they've made too much money or they're too flashy now or they're talking to you about buying yachts and some of us feel like, nah, man, I don't like he's just throwing it in man's face right now. We get a little bitter and we just, all right, who's next? I feel like we do that a lot. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I don't understand how we could say that we don't champion Central C or he's not championed enough, bro. How? Look where he is. He doesn't get to where he is if UK ain't championing him, if the streets ain't for it, bro. Let's have it right. The streets, the streets dictate who goes, bro. Trust me. Because the streets can tear your whole character down if it's bad for you. You know what I'm saying? If you've been talking to police, if you've been doing certain things out here, you know what I'm trying to say? Certain things that are left, you ain't going to make it there, bro. Remember that, bro. Which is another key to just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel like you have to impress anybody. Don't feel like you have to wear jewelry to make it happen in music, and just tell your story, bro. What's your story? Everybody should have a different story. How come everybody's story is the same? Because everybody's not the same. I know that from being in the big house. Because if everybody was the same, then how can one or two men be making the most butter in there? Do you know what I mean? So, you can pay attention to certain comments, but don't let it deter you from what the goal is. You know what I'm saying? What your objective is. Because we all contradict ourselves, bro. We all do it, bro. You ain't ever seen your own mother or father contradict themselves, bad man. Huh? Normal. You know what I'm saying? They might even give you a little apology. True, it's the old folks. Do you know what I mean? But the youngsters, they ain't going to give you an apology. They're going to make up an excuse as to why it is what it was. I didn't mean it like that. It's okay, bro. It's okay, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. You know how much times I see people forward on the gram and that, and they'll come with some positive talking, and an hour later they're ranting and raving, talking about this and that, and F this man and it's up if I see man, and man can't chat to me like that. Bro, bad man, you was just telling us to be positive. Now you're talking all sorts of hands and feet. You're talking about all sorts of going back to the can. How is that positive, buddy? It's over, buddy. But I get it, bro. You're having a moment of madness. It's cool. Just don't go too mad. Don't be out here on no line bikes going too mad. You see what I'm trying to say? Yeah? Straight. But look, simple lesson, man. And it's not, is it a lesson really? Like I said, sometimes reminders are needed. That's what the platform's here for. It's to talk to my audience, salute my audience. You already know it's love like that. You get what I'm trying to say? Remember, 9 p.m. interview with Reaps is going to be out. We're going to break it down into a few segments. Then we'll release the actual whole interview. You know how it goes. That's the marketing scheme that we're on. Let me know as well who I need to interview, man. And I want to say, it's not just rappers and that, bro. I'm talking about anybody that's got a story, anybody that's inspiring, motivational. You know what I'm saying? Give me some suggestions, because I've spoke to a lot of people and a lot of people want to forward and get it done. But I'm trying to, I'm trying to be everywhere. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you need someone like me talking to these people, because some people need to have a serious conversation and we need to ask certain people certain things. Yeah? But it's the landing, man. Make sure notification bell's on. New merch forwarding soon with the website. Make sure you subscribe. And you know what I'm going to say next. It's the place where you never know what we might talk about.
Call me Saint Nick. Caesar with me too. Going ape shit. Gorillas in the zoo. We had to break shit.